Gyokeres. Is he the right signing for Arsenal? How does he compare to the best in the Premier League? Hi, I'm Wayne, and welcome to Goals by the Numbers. Let's get straight into it. So, Viktor Gyokeres, born in Sweden, he joined a team which was based just outside of Stockholm. I have to say team as there is zero chance of being able to pronounce the name of the team. He spent 2 seasons at his first club, making 56 appearances and scoring 20 goals. Youth prospect, that age, absolutely fine. Interestingly, he then made a move to Brighton, where he joined them in their second season in the Premier League after they got promoted there. Brighton, again, being able to spot talent from all corners of the globe, and with the reports being of a transfer in and around 70 million euros with add-ons, that's money that potentially another another bit of profit that they've missed out. No, another bit of profit that they could have made because of the quality of their scouting. Gyökeres Gyökeres didn't actually make a first team appearance for Brighton in the Premier League, but once he dropped down to the Championship and moved to Coventry, becoming the main striker came with the goals. And once the goals started, they haven't really stopped. So many many goals scored, and that eventually earned him a move to Sporting Club Portugal, which is where he first met Ruben Amorim. The same Ruben Amorim who is now the manager of Manchester United, and I'm sure once this transfer to Arsenal is concluded, I'm pretty sure at this point it's going to happen. Amorim, I'm sure, will be frustrated as not only did he have to leave Sporting and goes to Manchester United earlier than he would have wanted to, but if he was to pick, I would say 3 players to bring with him. Giovanni Kenda, who went to Chelsea but will join at the end of next season, would have been one, and Gyökeres would have been the other. And then the third, who knows? But I digress. Or back to our main point. If I add a table, you can see how the last 4 seasons have been really good. An increase in goals scored, beating his XG in 3 out of the last 4 seasons. And of course, as we know, XG being expected goals. Last season, stats wise, and per 90, Gyökeres has been nothing more than elite or Salah-esque, if that's going to become a term to describe people who do really well. Last season, compared to other strikers, compared to other strikers over the last year, he was in the 99th percentile. Yes, the 99th percentile. So these stats are better than 99% of other strikers where there is available data. And considering he played in the Portuguese league, you still have the French, Italian, Spanish, German, and English league. Well, there are so many stats that it would be easy to just list them to show you and illustrate the point. And as you can see, he does well in multiple metrics. If not to if not to illustrate the point, there are another 3 stats where he falls into the 96th percentile. Those being non-penalty XG, successful take-ons, and XG. So we have a striker that scores goals, runs, gets a lot of touches in the box, and even gets assists. And again, to illustrate this, Bruno Fernandes gets 0.29 assists per 90, and Gyökeres is at 0.22. That isn't shabby at all. So when I think of the bigger picture, and the next question that we probably should ask ourselves, we have, I guess, the number one guy, Salah, and then Gyökeres. How does that work? That's wise. That's wise. Gyökeres is comparable to Salah last season. Yes, we have to keep in mind they play for different leagues. Yes, they both played for the dominant team within each league, but numbers are numbers, and that's what we're discussing. Last season, goal contributions were 47 to 46, very similar. Both players made over four shot creating actions per 90, and successful take-ons were 58 to 60, so very close. But it goes further than that. Shot on target and aerial duels won as a percentage is similar to Haaland. And of the top six scorers in the Premier League last season, Mbeumo drew 44 fouls. He had the highest amount. Gyökeres drew 77. So if you are a free kick taker and you fancy getting a few more assists or goals, Gyökeres might become your best friend. So, what will Arsenal be getting? I think, well, that can be described in, I suppose, three different ways. One being an elite forward who, having watched him a few times, does well in the transition or counter-attacking. Gyökeres thrives in space. He's a really good carrier of the ball. He is quick, uh, looks physically strong, and importantly, he's already played in England. So I think the transition of playing in two different countries shouldn't really unsettle him that much, or make the transition to getting used to it quite straightforward. In terms of carries, as in carries of the ball, he has twice as much as Havertz in total and going forward. So, as much as you have seen Havertz dribble, he tends to do twice as much. I guess the second category we can describe him as would be an elite finisher. Gyökeres means goals, many goals. Even if his numbers drop by half, he would still be doing well for Arsenal and not regarded as a bad signing. Our third category would be his all-round contribution. More than just goals, you got the hold-up play, uses his body well, links up with the midfield, creates space for others. I think this will be a very shrewd signing for Arsenal, potentially, because this doesn't happen. Value for money, they should and could get a good 5 years out of him, and he will go to increasing the size and the quality of the squad and just raising the floor. Adding him to other players such as Kepa, who's joined as a backup from Chelsea, Norgard, Christian Norgard from Brentford. He was actually their captain last season, and you can never have too many leaders within your squad. He is set to sign, and Zubimendi, who will join, or I think he has joined now, from Real Sociedad. Could this be the season Arsenal take the top spot? What do you think? Get your comments down below, and let's conclude the discussion. Catch you in the next one.